Hey everybody, Tall Family Films here. Today we're working on a 2006 Dodge Ram. The starter is going bad in the truck. This same procedure is going to apply to a lot of Dakotas, the Raider, and the Durango. Alright, the years will be in the description. So we're here under the car. Here's the starter, but I'm going to move the camera on the other side of the muffler so that we can see these bolts better. There's the starter again, and there are two bolts that attach it to the frame plus a wiring harness. Here's one bolt right here. I believe these were 15 millimeter. Second bolt, and then back here in the back is a wiring harness held on by another nut. Now I try to do a lot of things without all the precautions because it's annoying and takes time. This is not a job you want to do without disconnecting the battery. You're going to be actually disconnecting the positive side of the starter, and it's going to be really close to the chassis of the truck, and it is live. So you definitely want to do that part. Don't skip disconnecting the battery. Okay, so we're going to start with the wiring harness. This was a smaller bolt. I wish I could tell you which, or a smaller nut. I wish I could tell you which size it was, but I believe it was like a 10 or a 12. If you have a power ratchet, it makes jobs like this a lot easier. I do suggest this one by Milwaukee, but I've seen others that work equally as well. They didn't pay me to say that. Maybe they should. Alright, so we disconnect the wires from the starter. There is a connector that you're going to see in a minute that didn't come off cleanly. It was too hard to figure out how the clip worked from this particular angle. So we're going to go ahead and remove the starter and drop it down, and then we'll be able to see that wire. Okay, so we're going to speed up the process of removing these bolts. And the starter easily drops down. I'm going to lay it on this crossbar for a second because I need to get that extra wire off. Okay, there's this yellow wire you can see that did not come off, so it's much easier to figure out how it was attached with the starter being down. So we disconnect that last wire. And the starter is loose from the truck. So always compare old parts to new parts. It makes it a lot easier when they're outside the car in good lighting. The bolt holes are the same. There's a new nut for the electrical connectors that came on the new starter. You'll need to loosen that a little bit before you put it in. And the wiring piece, the yellow wire, it just connects on the bottom instead of on the top, but that's not an issue. It should fit just fine. So let's go put it back in. Okay, so now we're just sort of reversing the process. In a way, we're reversing it. We are going to put the wiring harness back on last, and I suggest you do the same in case the starter slipped out of your hand. It wouldn't be dangling by the wires. So put the top bolt in first. It sort of gives the starter a place to hang while you get the bottom one in. So pretty easy stuff at this point though. So now we're just going to attach the cables back to, or the wires back onto the clip and tighten the nut down for the positive battery cable as well that is attached to the starter. Okay, so all that's left now is just to reattach the battery to the terminal and tighten it back down. And then the sweet sound of success. And as always, if this video has helped you, you could really help me by subscribing to my channel. You can help others by giving this video a thumbs up, and that will help others find this video when they're searching for the same things that you searched for. Thank you very much for watching.